From the very beginning, I've lived by one simple truth. If something's broken, you fix it, no matter how deep the cracks run. That mindset shaped how I saw marriage, not as something disposable, but as a bond meant to weather every storm life could throw our way. I never claimed to be flawless, far from it, but for 14 years, I gave my all to Sophia. We built a life together, dreamed of growing old in quiet comfort, maybe sipping tea in silence on a sunlit porch. Even when things got rocky, I held firm to the idea that love, along with the weight of shared history, could pull us through. But that dream unraveled on a Wednesday so ordinary, I never saw the wreckage coming. The fractures weren't sudden. They crept in slowly, almost tenderly. At first, it was subtle. Sophia's routines began to shift. Nothing dramatic, just small changes, like the way a calm lake shivers under an unseen breeze. She stayed late at work more often. Her explanations sounded reasonable, even if they left me uneasy. Her phone, once forgotten on the kitchen counter, became a permanent fixture in her hand. Always silent, always face down. And when it lit up with cryptic notifications, she'd flash a secretive smile, brushing off my curiosity with a dismissive wave. Our evening embraces, once filled with quiet reassurance, grew hollow, tinged with a strange kind of distance. I chalked it up to stress, the daily grind, maybe something she was dealing with privately. When I asked, I kept my tone gentle. She'd offer a faint smile and a tired, just worn out sweetheart. And I wanted so badly to believe her that I buried my growing doubts. But then came the night that shattered everything. She said she had a migraine and left early to lie down. I stayed downstairs, half watching a basketball game, the flickering light painting restless shadows on the walls. Later, I headed up to check a work message and found her tablet glowing on the desk, still unlocked. The room was quiet until a soft chime broke the silence. One notification. A message popped up from someone named Julian. The preview alone hit me like a punch to the gut. Last night was unforgettable. I can still taste you. My whole world tilted on its axis. My chest tightened. My stomach dropped. I couldn't move. That one line kept echoing in my head, searing itself into my memory. My hands shook as I hovered over the screen, barely breathing. And when I finally opened it, the truth spilled out, sharp and cruel. Message after message, months of them. Intimate words, confessions, pictures, videos, receipts for secret getaways. A whole parallel life had been blooming, right under my nose. A tender, breathless world, full of whispered promises and private jokes. A world where I didn't exist. She'd handed him a piece of herself that I never got to touch. Her rawness, her desire, her laughter. This wasn't some careless misstep. This was deliberate. It was the kind of betrayal that didn't just crack something inside me. It obliterated the image of the woman I believed I had married. I closed the tablet slowly, my movements mechanical, as if I were moving through thick fog. I didn't storm into the bedroom, didn't yell, didn't demand answers. Instead, I lowered myself into the armchair and stared blankly at the dark window until morning light started slipping through the curtains like an unwanted guest. My eyes stung, but the tears wouldn't come. Not yet. When morning finally arrived, I moved through our usual routine like a shadow. I boiled eggs until they were just the way she liked, soft and warm in the center, made toast golden and crisp, brewed her coffee strong. She smiled, kissed my forehead like everything was fine, and I kissed her back, though deep down, something essential had already gone cold. At work, I went through the motions, barely aware of what I was doing. I sat at my desk, but my mind was elsewhere, haunted by Julian's words. I couldn't stop imagining her with him. Her body, her voice, her tenderness, all offered to someone else. The silence stretched over 4 long days. Maybe I was still clinging to some faint, stupid hope that it was a bad dream. Or maybe I was building up the strength to face what I already knew. Either way, that silence became my shield, holding back the full weight of the pain that was steadily hollowing me out from the inside. By Sunday, I couldn't carry it anymore. Sophia mentioned casually that she had errands to run. Her tone was breezy, as if the world hadn't shifted. I waited, listened for the click of the door, then waited some more, 20 full minutes, to be sure she wouldn't walk back in. In our bedroom, I reached for a large duffel and began to pack. I didn't take much, just what was mine. Shirts, folded with precision, a couple pairs of jeans, socks in neat bundles, my tablet, my wallet, even the razor from the bathroom shelf. No shared items, no souvenirs, and the ring, our wedding band, once a promise, now a lie. I placed it gently on her nightstand. It caught the light and gleamed, quiet and damning. As I zipped up the bag, I heard the floor creak behind me. I didn't turn, just kept folding my jacket. My hands were steady. "What are you doing? What is it?" she asked. Her voice sliced through the stillness, laced with panic. It was the first time in years I'd heard real fear in her words. She rushed in, breath short, eyes wide. "Talk to me," she pleaded. "Why are you packing?" I turned at last. My voice was low, even, but it cut like ice. "I know." Her face drained of color, her lips parted, but nothing came out. I saw the message, "I know ever." She collapsed onto the mattress, shoulders trembling, breath shallow with panic. His eyes, once so tender, darted around the room like a cornered animal searching for an exit. "Please, wait," she choked out. "Let me explain. It's not what you think. I was confused, lost. You were so far away." I raised my hand, and the gesture alone was enough to silence her. "Don't," I said coldly. "You've lied enough." Tears streaked down her cheeks, but they meant nothing to me now. They were too late, too shallow. "You can't leave," she whispered, her voice cracking. "You're my husband." The words hit like a cruel joke, hollow and absurd. "You forgot about that," I said, my voice quiet and sharp. "The moment you chose him." She staggered to her feet, shaking. Her voice rose, edged with hysteria. "We can fix this. I'll end it, I swear, I'll do anything." But it wasn't her standing there anymore, not the woman I had loved. That Sophia was gone. She had vanished the moment she let someone else claim what was once ours. All that remained was a ghost, a pale reflection of the life we could have had. And I had nothing left to say to a ghost. I picked up my bag and walked to the door. My fingers brushed the handle, cold, steady, when her voice tore through the silence, raw and broken. "Don't go! Don't leave me like I'm nothing!" I stopped. The weight of her words hung heavy in the air. I didn't turn around. "You made me nothing first," I said, each word deliberate, each syllable a final nail. And then I left. I didn't crash at a friend's or hunt down a cheap motel. I got into my truck, started the engine, and let the highway unfurl before me like a promise I hadn't dared to make until now. The horizon behind me bled scarlet in the rearview mirror, fiery, unforgiving, but I didn't look back. I didn't need to. There was no destination, no map, just movement. And with every passing mile, the weight of 14 years began to peel away, like rust shaken loose from old metal. It didn't vanish all at once, but it loosened, flaked, drifted into the wind. What settled in its place wasn't peace, not yet, but something steadier, a quiet resolve, a flicker of self I hadn't seen in years. Wherever the road took me, I knew one thing. It would lead to the man I used to be, the man I could be again, without the shadow of her betrayal, without the noise of a love that had long since died. I was free, and for the first time in years, that felt like enough.